So could you tell us a little bit about Glynn's properties and how you got involved in property in the first place?
Yeah, certainly. So I've been a landlord now for over 30 years. So the first house that I bought, which was just while I was in the third year of uni, we, rented the rooms in the first house to make sure that we had enough money to pay the mortgage and bills and stuff like that. So I then just built it up from there to now we have 50 houses, which is a mixture of rentals and which are managed, not managed, and a couple of holiday lets in there.
That's fantastic. And when you started out, how did you start sort of managing it and keeping on top of everything?
So it was spreadsheets, which is a complete nightmare, so time consuming, where you're having to keep data in lots of different places, a lot of repeated data, and also just being able to keep it updated all the time, which then causes huge confusion. So, so difficult.
Yeah, so you realised pretty early on that you needed a proper system to scale out, I guess.
Yes, definitely.
And what did you start looking at? So you started with your spreadsheets. What sort of challenges did you have with spreadsheets? And
I think just keeping everything up to date and keeping all of the spreadsheets up to date, which then causes communication problems when you're trying to, have other people try and manage it and things like like that.
So when you moved from spreadsheets, you looked at different systems and different ways to solve it. What sort of things were you looking at? You don't have to mention brand names.
So we used a different software company, which was really expensive, but it was linked to Sage from the accounting side. But again, it was quite clunky, quite outdated, just difficult to actually use and to navigate. And because it was so difficult, it tended to not get inputted for the data.
And then you discovered Alphaletz.
I did.
And what brought you to Alphaletz, and what did you like?
I think the advertisement, and then just checking it out, but seeing it that you could actually have an app on your telephone so that you could have real live data wherever you are, that you're not confined to your computer, and also just the access to the information at a touch of a button. So being able to see your gas certificates and all of your legal requirements at a touch of a button, and also better still, having that management information. So instead of making decisions on gut instinct, actually on factual information, which was, for the first time ever in the 30 years, I can actually access information on per house as to see what type of houses actually make the money, what type of tenants we should be avoiding or trying to attract.
Yeah, it's vital, isn't it? I mean, growing a business and scaling, you've got to have good systems, and it's really refreshing to hear that.
And it also builds confidence with the bank managers as well. Being able to have your information that's easy accessible. I think they've been really impressed and wanting to let their clients also know about Alphaletz.
So what do you think some of the main benefits? Are you saving in things like time saving? Is that being a big
major time saving in regards to the repetitive boringness of putting the same information in elsewhere? Improved communication. So I have a lady who actually looks after all of the tenants. So she's able to put information in there when she's, spent money on a repair or anything. So I've got instant access to information. One of the best things, I think, is where you've got access to be able to automatically remind the tenant that the rent is due 3 days before is what I've set it at. And then a couple of days after when the rent's not paid. So that's huge, training the tenants to actually pay their rent on time. Instead of having to chase it is phenomenal. Having access to be able to see what percentage you're paying in regards to your interest rates when your early repayments are due or ended on your mortgages, being able to access and, compete the different mortgage providers, funders, with what's actually been able to obtain is phenomenal. And then just recently, because I've just come into a year end, is actually noting that I've actually logged a load more of expenses that's property related that perhaps, paid for personally, because it's so easy to record against each property that, a reduced tax and an improved system to be able to give to the accountant to make their life so reduce tax bill.
Yeah, that's
as well
right.
as an accountancy fee.
So you think you're saving money as well as time then with the app?
Massively.
Great. That's
Yeah,
great.
and it's more enjoyable actually putting the information in.
Yeah, that's right. So what would you say to other landlords then that are thinking about systems? And
it's a no-brainer. It's it's an absolute no-brainer. It's great value. It's nice and easy to use. You can have multiple users using the app, accessible real-time data, information at a touch of a button, the task element, so that you can set tasks in, so you're completely compliant with rules and regulations. It's made life so much easier. It's
good. Excellent. Well, thank you very much. It's been great to chat to you. And I'm sure a lot of people watching this will be inspired by the way you've grown your business, and they'll learn a lot from that. And hopefully they'll look at Alphaletz and, scale up in the same way that you have.
Thank you very much, Richard.
Thanks, Teresa.
Bye.